absolutely belongs in Kansas City is a guy that I've been sitting here for well over a month.
Let's go.
And change. And has been preaching his name, saying that this needs to be a dude that comes to the kingdom because King is literally in his name. BYU's left tackle, one Kinglsey Suamataia,
let's go, baby,
is now officially the Chiefs' left tackle. Now, I know that sounds confident, arrogant, cocky, and all that stuff because obviously Wanye Morris has been given an opportunity to win that job, things of that nature. No disrespect to Wanye. Make no mistake about it. This will be Kinglsey Suamataia's job this next season and for years to come. I could not be more excited about this pick, not just because of the positional value, not just because of the fact that somehow, some way, Kinglsey was able to fall to 63. The Chiefs had the 64th overall pick. They also wanted to make sure they got their guy, which tells you this was their guy, by trading up a spot with the 49ers to get the 63rd overall pick to get Kinglsey. And
all-time guy.
I was sitting here with my niece and nephew while watching the draft, and I lost my shit when we got Kinglsey, and they ended up like rejoicing. They didn't really know what was going on, but then to see them happy with me was a great moment. Guys, I hope you understand that this is a special dude. I have not just been praising this guy just because I've wanted the Chiefs to get an offensive tackle. This is the dude outside of Joe Alt and a couple of the guys that got taken early, like J.C. Latham and Amarius Mims, like obviously the studs. This was the guy I wanted the most. Let's pull up the RAS scores. So if you don't know what RAS scores are, guys, it's just basically a relative athletic score. Basically just a raw score. This is Trent Williams here, right? 9.64 overall score. Trent Williams is maybe the greatest left tackle who's ever lived. At least the best over the last decade plus, right? Check out Kinglsey's. It is right below Trent Williams. Now, this isn't everything. This doesn't guarantee that he's going to become some badass or become the next Trent Williams. It doesn't. But this is a great indication of what you're getting to teach, because he has things that you can't teach. What Andy Heck and Andy Reid now get to do is mold this badass into an even bigger and better badass. This is a guy that you can build your offensive line around for the next decade. He has athleticism out the ass. He has the long arms like Andy Reid loves. He has the nimble feet. He has the great stabs. He's got great center body gravity. He's very balanced in his attacks. He can take two defenders at once, pause. He can do a lot of things, guys, that you want out of your left tackle. I think this is going to go down as one of Brett Veach's best picks ever, maybe the best pick when it's all said and done, because you can't put a price tag on great left tackles. It is the single most important position on a team, in my opinion, outside of quarterback.
Yep.
I think it goes quarterback, left tackle, and then edge rush. I think those are the three most important positions, because you got to have the quarterback to win, you got to protect the quarterback to win, and you got to get after the quarterback to win. Those are the three most important positions, and I think the Chiefs just solidified protecting Patrick Mahomes' blind side for the next half decade. And for those that are worried, because I know this has been a narrative that's out there about, Andy Reid doesn't like to start, rookies, because back when he drafted Eric Fisher first overall in 2013, he didn't start him at left tackle. He moved over to right tackle. And even when the starting left tackle, Brandon Albert, was injured, they moved Donald Stevenson to left tackle. Here's the reason why, guys. They have the depth to do so. And Brandon Albert was on a contract year. You knew that the Chiefs were not re-signing him. That's why they drafted Eric Fisher. So they had the leverage and ability to do so. They don't have that now. Kinglsey is a guy that can step in and be the day one starter. And if Eric Fisher needed to, I believe he would have been able to as well. I always say that you coach as long as Andy Reid has and continues to, you're eventually going to do something you've never done before. And that's what's going to happen this time around. He's eventually going to have to play a rookie left tackle. And that's what Kinglsey's going to be. He's going to win this job, and he will be the week one starter. People could call him a project. So was Wanye Morris. Wanye Morris was a third-round swing tackle. And no offense to him, that's just who he is. I think he's more comfortable at right tackle. I think if Juwan Taylor was to go down this season, they would put Wanye Morris at right tackle. And according to our guy Daniel Harms from RGR, he also plays really well at guard. So he could be a fill-in there as well. I don't think he's naturally a left tackle. And that's okay. Some guys just aren't. So I think that Kinglsey is the guy more suited for the job. He's the guy that played it for the last 2 years at BYU and crushed ash at that position. I think he's going to continue to crush ass at this position. I believe he's going to be ready for that. Trevor, let's go ahead and put the letter grade of what the people thought of this one real quick.
Gotcha.
And as you can see, my people are getting it. And I think it's because of the fact that also people are happy because they got their wide receiver too. Now that they got their wide receiver, they knew that tackle wasn't an important position. We may have disagreed on when you should attack those positions. According to what we heard, the Chiefs were willing to get Kinglsey at 32. They heard he was going to fall, so they were willing to take the risk. But Andy Reid, according to the video when they showed him they were on the phone with him, that Andy Reid was sweating for like 10, 15 picks because he wanted Kinglsey. Obviously, being a BYU grad himself, probably a little biased there, but he also loves the guy's skill. I'm glad to see that 68% of you guys agree with us, at least on the A. At least for me, this is a slam dunk A. This, like I said, I'm confident this is going to be one of the better picks. This is going to be up there with the Trent McDuffies. This is going to be up there with the L'Jarius Sneeds. You know, some of those best picks that Brett Veach has ever made. I think it's going to be right up there.
Definitely an A for me. This feels like a guy that's going to slide in and be a superstar. I know that's a lot of pressure, and that's a lot of talk about hype. We just got done hyping up, talking about the hype of Xavier Worthy, but I think this dude is going to be the best pick of this draft. Not my favorite pick of the draft. We'll get to that in a minute, but the best pick of this draft for sure. This guy's skill set, we see the freakish athletic ability he has. Those videos of him jumping out of the pools, waist high water, jumping out of it, landing on his feet. That stuff like that is impressive to me. His film is extremely impressive. He has fast feet, long arms. His vertical was like subpar, but who gives a damn about someone's vertical? But his comparisons to some of the other greats in this league is something of note, and I think he has the intangibles of a true, I'm not gonna say elite, but a true legitimate starting left tackle. And I think the Chiefs went and got their guy. I really wanted us to go, if we were going to move up, I really wanted that to be for a left tackle. And there was a good amount of guys that went. And I was getting a little sweaty, similar to Andy Reid. I was wondering when we were going to take a left tackle or a tackle in general, maybe a swing tackle, somebody that was talented that we can move around, preferably played left tackle position. But when he fell into our hands, I was at work when you were here watching it, but I had it in my ears, man, and I was so stoked. I audibly cheered when I heard the pick, so I was very stoked that we got this guy. Just kind of a do-it-all guy, a dog. A guy that just comes from, BYU. BYU is a great program. They develop good linemen. I'm right there with Andy Reid. I'm so glad that he fell to us because I didn't think that would happen. I didn't think his talent would still be there where it was. Yeah, man. This is going to be the best pick in the draft, in my opinion.